New at 10, a life sentence overturned. After more than 10 years in prison, Brendan Dassey could soon be a free man.
A federal judge made the ruling today, saying Dassey's confession in the murder of Teresa Halbach was coerced.
Katie Crowther is live at the federal courthouse in Milwaukee with more. Katie.
Carol and George, we waited for hours here trying to speak with Judge William Duffin, who made that ruling today. Duffin ordered that Dassey provide an address where he intends to live after being released by tomorrow afternoon. 27-year-old Brendan Dassey has not been a free man since he was 16, when he confessed to following his uncle Stephen Avery's orders and taking part in the rape and murder of photographer Teresa Halbach at Avery's home in Manitowoc County back in 2005. The case gained international attention when it became the focus of Making a Murderer on Netflix, which showed police interactions with Dassey, who is intellectually disabled. Those interactions led to the judge's ruling that Dassey was tricked into confessing. Wisconsin Attorney General Brad Schimmel, who's appealing that ruling, has filed an emergency motion saying Dassey should remain in prison. Schimmel declined to comment. Kathleen Zellner, the attorney overseeing Stephen Avery's appeal, says it's, quote, very disappointing that the Wisconsin Attorney General is seeking vindication rather than justice. Avery's attorney, Jerry Buting, sent me this statement. The state appears unwilling to accept that they made a serious mistake in this case. I'm optimistic that this nightmare will be over for Brendan Dassey, and I look forward to Stephen Avery's release someday as well. Meanwhile, Dassey's legal team is focused on getting him home with his family by Thanksgiving. A probation officer still needs to meet with Dassey and his family and check out his living arrangements before he's released. And they're also putting the focus on helping Dassey reintegrate back to society. He's been behind bars for 10 years. Now, upon his release, Dassey will be forbidden from obtaining firearms or controlled substances, and he cannot have any contact with the Halbach family or his uncle, Stephen Avery. Reporting live downtown, Katie Crowther, today's TMJ4.
Katie, thank you very much.
Following up on what Katie said, Dassey's attorneys say he would initially move to northern Wisconsin with his mother and then transition to an apartment in Brown County. He would then go to school to learn a trade and get therapy.
News Radio 620 WTMJ's Jeff Wagner is a former federal prosecutor. He has more on why the Attorney General is against Dassey's quick release.
They filed an emergency appeal down with the 7th Circuit saying, wait a second, this guy was convicted of murder. He is serving a really, really long sentence. You should not release a convicted murderer.
If and when Dassey is freed, he will have to register as a sex offender for his rape conviction.
Let's take a look back at Brendan Dassey's case. He was convicted of murdering Teresa Halbach on April 25, 2007. He was sentenced to life in prison on June 1, 2007. In December of 2015, Making a Murderer premiered on Netflix. And on August 12th of this year, a judge threw out Dassey's conviction, saying investigators coerced a confession.